Hi, welcome to Car Hunter, and I'm back again. Sorry, it's been over a month now, I think, since I posted the last video. So, of course, with work and everything else, I haven't had time to do videos, but I have been collecting bits and bobs. So, I think in the last video you saw me doing up a rally chopper. Now I've gone berserk. It was a black rally chopper. I've actually sold that, and with the money, I bought more choppers. So I've got like 4 rally choppers that are all in bits that need building, but that'll be another video. So what I'm going to be doing today, well, I'm definitely need to sort the hearse out. So what I've been doing, I've managed to buy an original flower rack. It goes on top. So I'm going to be building that, and I've bought some tube bars, but you'll see all that in a minute. I need to get her out. But also I've managed to buy a deck from another hearse. So that's just here at the side. It's all got to go in some sort of order. So we have to put the flower rack on, bolt it on, put the roof lining on, put the sides on, put the deck frame in, and then put the deck on top. It's got to go in that order. So what I'm going to do first, get the hearse outside while it's dry, and then we can start marking up and measuring, and then we'll just do it bit by bit. So these are going to be a few videos on doing the interior of this hearse. What could go wrong? I don't know. So let's get cracking. These are the feet that bolt onto the roof, and this is the bar, and they slot in like so once they've been done. So what we'll do, we'll just hand tighten these onto the roof, and then we'll make some measurements to make sure it's all square. It's never going to be perfect because, like I say, this was handmade. The flower racket was already what I bought from another hearse. That was a handmade Austin. So they just used anything back in the day. It serves no purpose. It just, you put flowers on top of the roof and it just stops them from sliding off. That's all it does. So yeah, so we'll bolt it on now, and then I'll make some measurements, and then we'll try and fit it all together. So I've just put the original bars on, as you can see, and this will give you an idea of what it'll look like. So that I bought, like I say, I bought some new chrome bar, so it's mainly the feet I needed. And that's all it is, really basic. It's just screwed on. So we'll make some holes. And then from the distance, that's the flower rack. Because by the time, this is like part of the deck, so you can see excuse the coffee. So it'll go all the way across, so it won't give you much depth for a coffee and loads of flowers, hence why the flower rail. So I'm going to cut the new bar now, fix it all, bolt it all in, and then we can start building the sides. Now, it's only hardboard, so I've got some hardboard. I'm going to use the original sides as a template, and then we're going to cover it in this vinyl. It's like a cream, because it did have like a cream interior at the back. So, well, first of all, we'll get that sorted, and then I'll come back to you when we start marking out for the sides. Right, so I've got the new hardboard down, and I've got the old side. So I'm going to use it as a template, draw around, and then use the old jigsaw to go around. Now, I don't know if you can see, this is like it was like a creamy textured wood, and over years, water stains and God knows what, dirt and grime, and it's ripped there, so hence why we put a new board. After I've cut it out, we're going to be using this. That's what I was on about. This is the new material. So we're going to put some spray glue and stick it on, and then put it back into the sides. So that's the plan. That's the plan. But the problem is, you're only going to see probably that half, because the deck will come here, this will all be hidden. So there you go. So I'll just trace it all out, and then tap it ready for spray glue. So I've trimmed that out now, and I've used, because it's so thin, this hardboard, I've just used a Stanley blade and I've just neatened it all up. So what I'm going to do, it's just started bloody raining, typical. No, it's stopped now. So what I'm going to do, before I cut this window out, I'm just going to make sure, just test fit it, make sure it fits in snug inside the car. Once I'm happy with that, I'll cut the window, test fit it again. Might need to take a little bit off using a bit of sandpaper. And then when I'm happy that the main board goes in, we'll cut the other side because of dust. And then when they're both done, we'll start putting spray glue on and putting the material on, and hopefully making a nice interior. So I'll take the cover off the car and put this in. So I've put it in and it's a snug fit, but the problem is I've ripped it there a little bit. Because it was a van originally, before the coach built it into a hearse, it's got the old hinges, the barn door hinges, where this is a tailgate, and that piece of metal has just caught it and ripped it a bit. But apart from that, you won't see, it all fits snug as a bug. So now we'll be careful pulling it back out and take the window out, and then we can start the other side. So there's the finished article. Well, for cutting, I mean, just got to stick it down, and that is a good fit, that is. So when I've got the cover on it, that vinyl stuff or leatherette, whatever you want to call it, well then it's got like a wood ash frame around the window, so the little screws, little 1-inch screws, and yeah, and then the top part there where the roof lining all connects together, and again there's a piece of wood just at the top there, and the roof lining in the sides, they all share that piece of wood. So I'm happy with that. So we'll cut the other side, and then, that's the other side. I mean, you got a better idea now how bad it was, all the water stains, and then it's ripped there. But you can just make out the thin line goes across. That's where the deck, it's quite a low deck, but then from that line to the top there, you wouldn't have a big coffin. But back in 1960s, people weren't as big and tall. They were quite small. I mean, considering, if you just look from the driver's seat, to the back, that's dead on 6 foot. Now, new hearses, modern day hearses, they're I think they're 7.5 foot, and I've got to get the 2 little seats in. But there you go. So I'll start cutting that big piece now, and then hopefully before the temperature drops we will start gluing that material. So I've done that side now. So that's both sides cut now. So what I'm going to do, because the weather's absolutely crap, I'll take them both out, stick them in here, and then I'll put the car cover. We'll leave the hearse outside tonight and we'll put the car cover over it so we can have a play and stick everything. This is my deck, been unearthed now, so move this. So there you go, lovely. This is 6 foot. It's going to need trimming, comes in 3 pieces, so but can't put that in until I've done the frame. So let's get cracking. So I've covered it, I've used spray glue and the staple gun. Okay, there's a few air bubbles, but I'm not bothered about that. Again, the only thing you're gonna see, really, is where the window is. You won't see anything probably about there and down, because the deck. So there you go.